Hi everyone, welcome to Daniel's room again. And today we have Kelvin Ng with us today. Kelvin is a harmonica player here in Singapore, a really good musician. So maybe Kelvin, you can introduce yourself to us.
Okay. Yeah, I've been playing music, more specifically blues music for more than 20 years. And as I said, yeah, mostly blues music, but I've also played done session work for Mandarin pop stars
Yeah.
like that Daniel Chai is very familiar with. Um, and also I've done some other sort of with different acts, non-blues acts. Current
We've done theatre before together, so that's why I think that's how we first met, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. On dim sum dollies.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's good to do that once in a while. Just have a different variety of things
yeah.
to.
Yeah, so Dim Sum Dollars is basically a kind of a cabaret theatre cabaret thing by this company called Dream Academy. So they do really good stuff here, good theatre stuff in Singapore. And so we've been looking for opportunity to just do something together.
Yeah.
So we just thought, let's get Kelvin onto the program and get him to talk about the harmonica and his blues phrasing as well. So Kelvin, let's start a bit at the beginning. How did you pick up the harmonica? Because it's not the kind of instrument that someone would pick up here in Singapore. Here, probably some that will be learning the guitar, ukulele, or something like that, or piano even. But the harmonica is not one of those things where you pick up in Singapore. Because if you're in New Orleans or you know somewhere in the Mississippi, maybe you are learning the harmonica. But Singapore, so why this instrument in particular?
Uh, I really don't know why, but ever since I was young, I've just liked the sound of the harmonica, and then every time I hear it on TV or radio, whenever I hear harmonica, I'll just literally stop my tracks and then just listen very closely to what
Was it a
harmonica.
sound first, or did you see actually someone playing it physically?
Uh,
So when you first heard it, would you realize it was a harmonica? I mean, the actual instrument, or was it just a sound that captivated you?
yeah, it was a sound that captivated me.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow, okay,
And of course, when you watch movies, but back then in the 80s and all that, the harmonica was always featured, as the
yeah,
loner's
okay,
instrument,
okay,
Yeah, so it just appealed to me, and when I came to my teens, was I 16 or 17, I decided to buy my own harmonica with my own pocket money, and so that's how I started, and I just picked up everything up a year. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. So basically, you just started digging out stuff with harmonica and then started learning.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
know,
this was the 80s, so
mm-hmm.
everything was still on cassette tapes. Then you just try to find anything
Right, right,
with harmonica
yeah,
in it. It was
yeah.
just very hard because there wasn't a lot of stuff with harmonica in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. It's true. I guess a lot of the older stuff, lah.
Mm.
Probably you look for the old blues stuff or
Yeah.
something, or some of the country folk stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
they might have some,
Yeah.
harmonica in there.
Yeah. I really started having a lot of harmonica recordings when the CD boom came. I remember at the start of the CD boom, a lot of old blues albums
Yeah, they
were
re-released it, remastered on the.
reissued on CD, and I just kept buying a lot of them. Yeah, I was a big shopper in Tower Records and
Yeah, yeah,
Borders,
yeah.
and
There
yeah,
was a CD shop, Chua Chu Huat, remember?
yeah,
Far East
Chua,
Plaza,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It
So
was like,
every weekend I'll just go there and
yeah,
hound them,
yeah.
and
We probably crossed paths, lah. Probably we didn't know each other
yeah,
then, but I was
probably,
there a
yeah,
lot as
yeah,
well, Tower Records as well. Just
yeah,
every other day, if I got time, just drop by
yeah,
there after
yeah,
school.
yeah.
For me, just to throw this in, the first time I heard harmonica was basically the Beatles, Please Please Me.
Okay,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
the first time I thought I was thinking, what is this instrument? I was a kid then.
uh,
Because I had a friend who would just let me cassettes to listen to. So that was the first time I knew what a harmonica or I heard what a harmonica was, even before anything else. Then later I realized, oh, it's like this little thing that you hold in your hand. And so you started, I guess, it became one of those things that, like for me, it was a guitar. Like you just wanted to play the harmonica. You
yeah.
just decided that that was
That's
your
right. Yeah,
lifelong,
yeah.
you know.
I didn't even think about playing with other people or musicians. All I wanted
Initially.
to
Yeah.
do was just play the harmonica, one or two tunes on it. Be like just how in the movies, you go to one quiet corner, the staircase,
Yeah,
or by
yeah.
the river,
Okay.
and just play harmonica. But that got boring after a while. So, um,
So eventually
so
you
eventually I
yeah,
started to
you
jam
jam
my
with people.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
that's how I got started playing with bands. Yeah.
But you started gigging pretty young as well. We were talking about this before the cameras rolling. So you started actually, I just found out about this. So you started very like 16 or 15 or something.
Yeah,
You started your
yeah.
first gig. Yeah.
My first professional gig was when I think I was 16 plus. For some reason, I got to play in a community show. And then I got paid $120 for it, just to play on 2 tunes by myself. And then I remember I was really excited, you know. I mean, I was 16 years old and I got paid $120 for this first gig. You know, I got it in a check, and then I was thinking, wow, you know, I should do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so from then on, you just basically just snowboard and just
Yeah,
started
yeah.
doing
And
stuff.
after that, I played in a carnival that was next to Parkway Parade. I was telling you, and I just went around the whole carnival
Right,
area
right,
and just
right.
played harmonica unaccompanied. And then after that, I started getting into bands. You know, started jamming a lot. You know, yeah.
You know, it's you play. I would say the mostly is blues, right? Most
Yeah,
of the stylistic.
mostly blues.
Did you ever like get into like Toots? You know, a lot of the other players who actually play other styles of music. Did you ever delve into the other styles as well, or kind of picked up along the way some other styles besides the blues?
Yeah. In the beginning, I didn't just play blues. I tried to play folk, some folk music, and even pick up pop melodies and stuff. So I just did that. But when I started playing with bands, we need to have a certain kind of repertoire.
Right,
And
right.
it was mostly blues or rock back then, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Okay.
so yeah. So I just kind of adapted to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for the most part, you find the harp, blues harp most of the time in blues music anyway. It's more or less the featured instrument, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to other styles.
That's true.
You know.
So even when I'm playing for like doing a session work for, say, a Mandarin
Yeah, alright.
pop star,
Okay.
I'll still be playing blues licks, blues
Right,
phrases, but I just adapt it to the pop
adaptation.
sound.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
And
So currently you are basically gigging in town quite actively.
Mm.
You know, at various venues. Not only blues clubs here. There's a place called Crazy Elephant, it's a blues club in Singapore.
yeah.
But at other places as well, even the Esplanade, like you've done stuff there as well, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. When I play in Esplanade, I mostly play blues, and basically, I also play in jazz venues like Monty or Montreux Jazz Cafe, or I
Right,
played
right,
in
okay.
Blue Jazz Cafe.
So you do adapt your the stylings a bit, lah.
Well, in a way, but I still it's still all blues. But I just kind of, when I play in a jazz venue, I just
Adjust a little bit.
adjust a little bit,
adapt
and
the
and
sound, the
you know,
environment.
turn a bit more mellow,
Right.
and include a couple of jazz sounding pieces, yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. Maybe we should play something now. Let's just jam a little bit on the
Yeah.
blues.
Okay.
And then we'll see you guys in a while.
Good. Okay.
Now I want to ask you about your harmonicas.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe just give a very, even a brief history of the harmonica and the difference between like the chromatic harmonica and what you're using, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As explained earlier, the kind of harmonicas I use are the 10-hole diatonic harmonicas, more commonly known as the blues harmonica, which is quite different from the chromatic harmonicas, which most jazz harmonica players use. So when you play a 10-hole diatonic like this, it kind of restricted, and it's limited. That's why it's called a diatonic as opposed to a chromatic. But what happens with the blues players who develop this blues harmonica vocabulary over the years?
Yeah.
They have added this technique called bending, which allows the player to reach certain notes, and it has also along the way added a lot of color to the blues harmonica language.
Okay, maybe
vocabulary.
just demo this right now. Maybe
Okay,
just
a simple
yeah.
straight note like this will be just a straight note from the harmonica. But a bend note is. So that's when you just kind of add a bit of add more emotion to your playing when you bend the notes. Yeah.
Okay, is it difficult to do? Is it what do you do? I mean, is there something that you can at least share with the audience? Like,
well, it's not something you can just learn.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It take years to kind of perfect it. Yeah, just like bending on a string on a guitar. Yeah. It take years to get the right pitching and,
right.
and yeah.
So you're using your ears a lot when you do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To get the right tone.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically because it's diatonic, so basically you need a couple to get the right keys depending on which songs you'll play. Is that correct?
That's right.
You have
Yeah.
a few, right?
Yeah. So most blues harmonica players they play in the cross position.
What does cross position
The cross
mean?
position is when you don't play the same key on the stemmed key on the harmonica. Like this is
okay,
A.
okay.
I don't play A in cross position. I play in E, which is like the fifth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, this is on the stem. What key is this?
This is
stem here?
A. This is A. So
for the key of E.
I'll use this to play in the key of E to play with,
Right. So for the audience, we've spoken about it before in the previous video. Basically, he's playing the E mixolydian mode, which is basically the fifth mode of A major scale. Just to put it in context, for those who are not aware of. So basically, his harmonica is the key of A, but because the E mixolydian has a flat 7 in there, so that works perfectly with in this key.
Okay, I'm gonna hire him to explain in my workshops what actually goes on.
Yeah,
yeah. So, for example, with my own band, I would use just bring 5 harmonica keys, and then because most of the songs are in guitar keys, like in E, A, or G, or maybe D. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, and also because I sing, so I kind of call the keys, so it's easier for me. So I don't luck around 12 or 14 harmonicas and have them drop all over the floor midway.
But if let's say you do know that you're going to a session and you don't know what key it is, you could probably bring a few more pieces, a few more keys, right, probably.
That's right.
So
All the sharps and flats. All the sharps and flats.
The song has a key change or something as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Sometimes they go to pop songs, they go half a step up.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
So you do you do preempt that, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Although usually I before I go to the session, I really know what
Yeah, I kind of ask.
key is a song in.
Yeah. Okay. So you.
But I just in case I'll just bring, because
Right,
sometimes it
right.
might be multiple songs on a session. So
Okay, great. Well, that's very informative. Let's do this now. I'm going to ask you about your phrasing as well, because you have such great phrasing. Your groove is really, really very good. I'm trying to keep up. It's
thank
like,
you.
I'm
I pay him to say that. So
yeah, yes, the check is in it. So basically, I'm no blues player by any means. So, but I'm trying to keep up. So, but your groove is really good. I'm just really following just now, just like really tagging on. Maybe I'll just play a bit now, a bit slower. Just maybe on the in the key of E. So maybe just play a few things, then we stop, and then I'm gonna ask you a question about your phrasing and how you find your notes and stuff like that. Shall we do that?
I'll try my best to explain. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
okay. So let me ask you. It seems that you were basically playing. You kind of play an idea, then kind of build on it. Is that true? Like
Yeah.
it's something
Yeah.
like telling a story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah. So that's what you do. You try to build. Start with a riff, a simple riff,
Yeah.
a phrase, a simple phrase, and then you just build on it. And that's what essentially playing blues is all about. You just build on this riff and theme, on the rhythm, and then you just
Right.
build up to a climax. Yeah, and
So it's like what would you call it? Answer and a response, is it?
it's a call and response.
response,
Yeah,
sorry,
call
call
and
response,
response,
yeah.
which was what we're doing.
Yeah.
Between guitar and harmonica, and,
Yeah,
and that's a very essential part of playing blues. It's about interaction.
Right,
Even as a duo, there's interaction.
Yeah.
So even much more in a band too. Yeah. So
Yeah, we were listening. I guess we were listening to each other when we were playing.
Yes,
I
yeah.
was trying to feed off
That's
certain
right.
rhythms that you had, and I think you probably
That's
tried to
good.
feed off something that I was giving you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
do you actually think about I guess the exact notes that you were playing in? You know what I mean? Because honestly, for better or for worse, because I studied music, so I tend to take a very academic approach about it. Let's say the key of E, right? I actually think I actually know what notes I'm playing, whether it's like blah 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 scale, or so and so scale. Whereas you have a different approach because you really go by feel a lot.
yeah.
So where do you find your notes? As in, is it licks that you have learned, or is it like something else that you can explain?
Yeah, I suppose it's largely got to do with feeling the rhythm,
Yeah.
and then reacting to it, and playing the right phrases that will
Right.
sound right. Usually, so you just go with the flow,
Yeah.
and what you did just now was just beautiful, and that allowed me to
Okay.
just
Right.
just go on and build up that
Find
that,
the space, and
find the
just to-
space and build up the phrases, and so
I was trying to build up as well, because it seemed that you were getting a bit more into each group of phrases passed by just now. I was trying to figure out where you were going. I was trying my best to just go with you and play a bit more, get the like one notch up with that like, sort of excitement, I guess,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bit more
yeah.
like
So ultimately, when a listener is tuning in, they'll be wondering, oh, what's going on between the guitar and harmonica. So that's the magic of the blues.
Okay, so we had a lot of fun today. I'd like to thank Kelvin for taking his time out to come and bring all his gear. It's been fun because in Singapore, we don't get a lot of harmonica players, and for him to actually come to Daniel's room, we're quite pleased that he's here to share with us not only about the blues scene here, but also about the instrument, which actually I think very few people know about, as in the ins and outs of harmonica. So thank you again for coming.
Thank you for
Okay.
having me on
Yeah,
your show. Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay, we will see you next time. Bye. Thank you.